Buy one, get one free, 0% financing, first month free, limited time only. Bright, warm, beautiful little lights, bobbing in the dark, each one promising that here, right here, is a good thing. A saving, a win, a smart move. And every day, millions of people do the most natural thing in the world. They swim toward the light. Here's what I want you to understand, and it's the whole reason for this video. Some of those lights are exactly what they appear to be. A genuinely good price on a thing you actually need. But some of them are anglerfish. They are traps built by people who are very, very good at their jobs, and they are designed, deliberately, carefully, with teams and budgets and years of testing, to not look like traps at all. They are designed to look like the best deal you've ever seen. Because a trap that looks like a trap catches nothing. The only traps that work are the ones wearing the face of a gift. So today I'm going to show you 7 of them. 7 money traps engineered to look like good deals, what the glowing bait looks like, where the hook is hidden, and exactly how to spot the teeth behind the light before you swim in. And once you can see them, I promise, you cannot unsee them. You'll walk into a store and the whole room will light up with anglerfish. Let's go find the first one. But before the first trap, you need the one idea that makes all 7 visible, because without it, they'll keep working on you even after you've heard them named. Picture your brain for a second as a little control room with one big bright button on the console, and the button is labeled Win. When you save money, that button lights up. When you get a deal, it lights up. When you beat the system and grab something for less than everyone else paid, it lights up hard. A warm flood of good feeling, the exact same glow you get from actually earning money. And here's the thing every marketer in the world has figured out. They can reach into your control room and press that button whenever they want. They can give you the full glowing feeling of winning while you are in that very moment losing money. That's the entire trick. That's what all 7 traps have in common. Not one of them feels like losing. Every single one feels like winning. The discount feels like a victory. The points feel like free money. The bulk deal feels like getting away with something. The trap doesn't hurt going in. It feels good going in. The bait is not the product. The bait is the feeling. They are selling you the sensation of being smart with money and charging you real money for it. So the deal is on the surface glowing, and the hook is underneath. And the hook is always the same shape. It makes you spend money you would not otherwise have spent, more than you meant to, on things you didn't need, at a store you'd have walked past. The good deal and the spending aren't opposites. The good deal is the delivery system for the spending. And that means the feeling of a great deal, that little win button lighting up in your head, is not information you can trust. It is the bait. It is the glow on the end of the anglerfish's stalk. Which gives you the one question that diffuses all 7, and I'll come back to it at the end. But plant it now. The only question that matters is not, is this a good deal? It is, would I buy this at this price if it were not a deal at all? Hold that. Now let's walk through the traps. The first trap is the oldest one in the book, and it's hiding on a little paper tag. Picture a price tag hanging off a jacket. There's a number printed on it, and it's crossed out with a hard red line, $200, and underneath, in big triumphant numerals, the new price, $59.99. A red starburst screams 70% off. Your win button lights up, 70%. You're not spending $60, you're saving $140. What a steal. Except walk back to the moment that tag was printed. Because in a lot of cases, that $200 price was never real. Nobody ever bought that jacket for $200. There was no golden age last month when it cost $200. That crossed out number was invented, printed onto the tag specifically to be crossed out, so that $59.99 would feel like a rescue instead of a price. This is called anchoring, and it is maybe the most powerful trick in all of retail. Your brain doesn't actually know what a jacket is worth, so it grabs the first number it sees, 200, and measures everything against it. Show you the big number first, and the real number feels tiny by comparison. The discount is the product. They manufactured a fake loss so they could sell you the feeling of a win. You can see this trap in its purest form at the stores that are on sale every single day of the year. The banner outside says sale, and it said sale last week, and it'll say sale next week. Forever, because the sale is not a sale. It's the permanent price wearing a disguise. The original price flickers into existence for exactly the moment it takes to be crossed out. Some of these places sell items that were literally designed and priced from the very beginning to be marked down, so the discount you feel so clever about was drawn up in a spreadsheet before the thing was ever made. And here's the hook, the real cost hiding under that glowing tag. It was never about whether $59 is a fair price for the jacket. The trap is that the discount got you to ask the wrong question entirely. You stopped asking, do I want a jacket, and is $60 a good use of $60? And started asking, can I really pass up 70% off? The deal didn't get you a jacket you wanted at a great price. It got you to buy a jacket you didn't come in for, because leaving felt like losing $140 you never had. So here's how you see the teeth. Ignore the crossed out number completely. Physically pretend it isn't there. Put your thumb over it. There is only one real number on that tag, the one you'd actually pay, and the only question is whether that thing at that price is worth it to you today if you'd never seen a discount at all. The was price is the only thing in the water that's real. The second trap doesn't work on the price at all. It works on the clock. Picture a screen, a shopping app, a checkout page, and in the corner a little timer is counting down. 10 minutes, 59 seconds, 58, 57. Below it, in urgent red, only 2 left in stock. Hurry. Somewhere a banner flashes flash sale, ends tonight. Your heart rate ticks up a notch and your finger moves toward the button, because if you don't act now, it'll be gone, and you'll have missed it. That entire scene is theater. The countdown timer very often resets the moment it hits 0, or the instant you reload the page. The only 2 left has been saying only 2 left for 3 months. The flash sale that ends tonight will end tonight again tomorrow night. None of it is about the product. It's about your clock. Because the other traps need you to think a certain way, but this one needs you to not think at all. Urgency exists for one reason: to skip you past the part of your brain that asks, wait, do I actually want this? A ticking clock replaces judgment with panic, and panic buys. You felt this. It's the same machinery as a fire alarm pointed at your wallet. When something feels scarce and time limited, an ancient part of you takes over. Grab it now, sort it out later, because in the world we evolved in, hesitating when the food was running out could kill you. Marketers found that button too, and they press it with fake clocks and fake shortages. The scarcity is almost never real. The fear is very real. And the fear is the point. The hook here is beautifully simple. The timer isn't counting down to the end of the deal. It's counting down the seconds until you stop thinking. Everything the countdown is protecting the seller from, you comparing prices, you sleeping on it, you realizing you don't need it, all of that lives on the other side of a single pause. So they make sure you never pause. Which is exactly how you beat it, and it's almost insultingly easy. When you feel the clock, when your chest tightens and your finger hovers, and a voice says now, 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 that feeling is not a signal to buy. It is a signal to stop. Close the tab. Walk out of the store, put the thing down, and go do something else for a day. Because here's the truth the timer is desperate to hide. If it's a genuinely good decision tomorrow, it was a good decision without the clock. And if it's only a good decision in the next 10 minutes, it was never a good decision at all. It was a trap with a stopwatch. The deals that vanish the moment you think about them were only ever built for the people who don't. The third trap turns spending into saving with a wave of the hand, and it lives in the aisles and at the checkout line. Picture a bright shelf tag, buy 2, get 1 free, or a warehouse aisle stacked to the ceiling with a pallet of paper towels the size of a refrigerator, cost per roll, tiny. Total price not tiny. Or an online cart with a little progress bar, you're only $12 away from free shipping, a bar that is begging to be filled. Every one of these lights up your win button by promising that the more you spend, the more you save. Read that sentence again, because it's a contradiction wearing a bargain's clothing. The more you spend, the more you save. You cannot save money by spending money you weren't going to spend. But the framing is so smooth that you don't notice you've been turned around. You went in for one thing and you're carrying 3, because the third was free. You added a $12 item you didn't want so you wouldn't lose $6 of shipping, spending $12 to save $6, and feeling clever doing it. You bought the refrigerator-sized pallet of paper towels to save a few cents a roll. And now a quarter of your garage is paper towels, and some of that bulk food you stockpiled is going to expire in the back of a cupboard and get thrown in the trash, which is the same as setting money on fire, except you paid extra for the privilege of a bigger box. The hook is that these deals rewrite your goal right under your nose. Your goal walking in was to get what you need and keep your money. The deal swaps in a new one: maximize the discount. And the moment maximizing the discount becomes the goal, spending more is the obvious move, and you'll do it while feeling responsible. The store doesn't lose money giving you a free third item. They priced it in. They are trading a discount you can see for a quantity increase you don't examine. And they come out ahead every time, which is exactly why the deal exists. Here's how you spot the teeth. Before any buy more math seduces you, freeze the frame and ask the only question that survives it. How many of these did I come here to buy, and how many will I actually use before they go bad or go obsolete? If the answer is 1, then 1 at full price beats 3 on a deal. Every time, no matter what the win button says. Because 2 rolls of savings you throw away rotting in a cupboard were never savings. They were a more expensive way to buy the one thing you needed. A deal that only pays off if you buy more than you'd use isn't a discount. It's a dare. The fourth trap is the friendliest looking one of all because it costs nothing. That's the whole pitch. Picture a big, warm, glowing button on a screen that says in cheerful letters, start your free trial. First month free. First 30 days on us? No commitment. Cancel anytime. It's a gift. Who says no to free? But watch what the free button asks for before it lets you through. It wants your credit card. Right now. For a thing that's free. And that single detail is the entire trap. sitting in plain sight. Because the business model was never the free month. The business model is the 11 months after it that you forget to cancel. They are not giving you a free trial. They are betting with enormous confidence backed by mountains of data that once your card is in the system and the charge is set to renew on its own, you will let it ride. You'll mean to cancel. You'll forget, the date will slide past, and the small charge will start appearing every month on a statement you don't really read for a service you stopped using in week 2. Picture that statement, actually. Picture all of them lined up. The streaming service you watched once, the app you downloaded for a single task, the membership from that thing you did last spring, the premium tier you upgraded to for a free trial and never came back down from. Little charges, 5 here, 12 there, 15 somewhere else, each one too small to bother chasing. All of them draining out of your account every month in the background, like a bathtub with a dozen pinhole leaks. Nobody decided to spend that money. It's being spent on autopilot by a version of you from months ago who tapped a glowing free button and walked away. The hook is auto-renewal and human forgetfulness working together. The free got your card in the door, the automatic renewal does the rest, forever without asking you again. Notice they never make you redecide. A subscription you had to actively renew every month would die in a week, so they make sure you have to actively cancel instead, and they know most people never will. The default is built to bleed you, so here's how you take the free without the hook. If you sign up for a free trial, cancel it the same day you start it. Most services let you cancel immediately and still use the full free period, and the second it's canceled, it can't renew. If it won't let you do that, set an alarm on your phone for 2 days before the trial ends, and label it with the exact thing to cancel. And once a year, sit down with a statement and read every single line and kill every subscription you don't remember loving. The free trial is a fair deal only for the person who treats cancel anytime as cancel today. For everyone else, free is the most expensive word on the internet. The fifth trap is the one that convinces you the store is your friend. Picture the little plastic card on your keychain, or the app with your name on it and a cheerful number at the top. You have 2,450 points. Picture the pop-up at checkout, you just earned 200 points, with a little animation of coins raining down. Picture the coffee punch card, 9 stamps toward a free 10th cup. It all feels like the store is paying you, thanking you, giving you money back just for shopping. Your win button is glowing like a sunrise. Here's what's actually happening. Those points are not a gift. They are a leash and a lure at the same time. A rewards program has one job, to change your behavior in the store's favor and make it feel like a favor to you. The points make you come back here instead of somewhere cheaper because you've got a balance building and you don't want to waste it, so you'll drive past a better price to stay loyal to the points. The points make you spend more per visit because you're chasing the next reward tier. And the rewards themselves are almost always worth a tiny fraction of the extra money they coax out of you. You spend an extra $100 to earn $5 in points, and the $5 feels like winning while the 100 slips by unexamined. And then there's the sharp end of this hook, the store credit card. Picture the checkout, and the cashier asks brightly, "Do you want to save 15% today by opening a card?" 15%, right now on this purchase. The win button screams yes. But that card very often carries one of the highest interest rates on the whole market. So you take 15% off once, and if you ever carry a balance on it, you hand back that 15% and far, far more, month after month, in interest. They gave you a small, bright, one-time discount to hook you into a lifetime of expensive debt. The bait was 15%. The trap was the 20-something% interest waiting behind it. The hook across all of it is the feeling of earning. Your brain treats points and rewards and cash back like income, like the store is paying you, when in reality you are paying the store and the reward is just a small rebate on your own overspending, handed back to keep you overspending. It is the feeling of a paycheck bolted onto the act of losing money. So here's how you see it clearly. Rewards are only real if they ride along on spending you were going to do anyway, at a place that was already the best price. The second a point, a tier, or a loyalty balance makes you spend more, come back more, or pick the pricier option, the reward has already cost you more than it will ever pay. And never let a one-time discount at a register talk you into a credit card whose interest rate could eat you alive. If a store is that eager to hand you a card, the card is good for the store. Assume it's the anglerfish, and keep swimming. The sixth trap springs at the last second, right when your guard is down, the moment you've already decided to buy. Picture the checkout counter. You're holding the new laptop, the phone, the appliance, card in hand, the decision made. And the person behind the counter looks up and asks, with genuine sounding concern, "Do you want to protect it?" For just a little more, you're covered if anything goes wrong. Picture a shiny certificate, a badge that says protected, a warm feeling of safety wrapping around your expensive new thing. It's only a little more, it's peace of mind. Of course, you want to protect your investment. Here's the reveal. Extended warranties and protection plans are one of the most profitable things in the entire store. sometimes more profitable than the product they're attached to. And a thing can only be that profitable for the seller if it is on average a bad deal for the buyer. Most of these plans are never used. Most of what could go wrong is either already covered by the basic warranty for the first year, or won't happen until after the plan is expired, or is specifically excluded in fine print you'll only read once it's too late. Picture that fine print under a magnifying glass, and picture at the end of the line a letter that says, "Your claim has been denied. You paid for years for a promise, and the promise had a trap door in it." The bait here is fear, not greed. The other traps light up your win button. This one presses a different button, the fear button. They wait until you're emotionally attached to a shiny new thing, when the thought of it breaking feels unbearable, and they sell you relief from a worry they just planted in your head 30 seconds ago. And you buy it, because in that moment, $50 to make the fear go away feels like nothing. The hook is that you're taking a bet, on purpose, on terms written by the house. And like every bet the house offers, it's priced so the house wins. You are insuring something you could almost certainly afford to just replace or repair if it came to that, which is exactly the kind of risk you should never insure. Insurance is for the disaster that would wreck you, the house burning down, the hospital bill, the lawsuit, not for the replaceable price of a gadget. So here's how you walk past it. Almost every time, the answer at that counter is a calm no thanks. Decline the plan, and if it makes you nervous, picture taking the $20 or $50 you'd have spent on it and dropping it into a jar at home instead. Do that every time you're offered a warranty, on every device, for years, and that jar will hold far more than you'd ever have collected in payouts. And it's yours, for anything, with no fine print and no claim to be denied. You don't need to buy protection for things you can afford to lose. You just need to be the house and let the house win for a change. The seventh trap is the biggest of them all, because it isn't attached to one product. It's a way of thinking they've slipped into your head, and once it's in there, it makes every other trap work better. Picture a car dealership. There's a beautiful new car, and on the windshield, in enormous friendly numbers, it says $329 per month. That's it. That's the whole message. Somewhere on the paperwork, in small print, is what the car actually costs, the real total number, but you're not looking at that. You're looking at $329, and $329 a month feels completely affordable. Doable. Reasonable. Yeah, I could do that. That windshield is the trap, and the trap is the reframe. They took a number that would stop you cold. $30,000, $40,000, and chopped it into a small monthly slice that slides right past the part of your brain that would have said absolutely not. And here's why it's so dangerous. Once you start thinking in monthly payments instead of total prices, everything becomes affordable, and nothing ever gets paid off. The car is $329 a month. The furniture is $40 a month tacked onto your bill. The mattress, the appliances, the vacation, all of it sliced into friendly little monthly numbers until your whole life is a stack of monthly payments, and you never once looked at what any of it truly cost. Picture that stack, picture your income arriving at the top, and then a row of bars underneath it. Each one a monthly payment, all of them draining it down. The car, the phone, the furniture, the financed everything. And at the very bottom, what's left over for you? A thin sliver. You are working every month to feed a wall of payments you agreed to, one small, affordable feeling slice at a time. And the cruelest part is that it never ends. The car is on a 3-year cycle, so right about when it'd be paid off, they call you in, dangle a shiny new one at the same friendly monthly number, and you sign again. A payment that never ever ends, on a thing you never actually own. Picture that, a person going round and round on a carousel of car keys, never getting off, never getting anywhere. The hook is that a monthly payment hides 3 things the total price would have shown you. How much the thing really costs, how much extra you're paying in interest and fees to slice it up, and how long you'll be paying. All 3 vanish behind that one small number, which is exactly why they put the small number on the windshield and the real one in the fine print. They are not selling you a car, they are selling you a payment forever. So here's how you break the spell, and it's one sentence. Whenever anyone shows you a monthly payment, refuse to look at it until you've asked, what is the total price and how long am I paying it? Drag the real number out of the fine print and into the light. Say it out loud, this car costs $34,000, and feel how completely different that is from $329 a month. If the total makes you flinch, that flinch is the truth, and the monthly payment was built to hide it from you. Buy the total, not the payment. And if you can only afford the payment and not the thing, then you can't afford the thing. You're just renting it from someone who's charging you extra for the feeling that you can. Let me show you these 7 traps playing out across 2 lives, because one deal here and there sounds harmless. It's the pattern over years that decides everything. Picture 2 neighbors, same street, same paychecks landing on the same day. Call them the hunter and the skeptic. Genuinely loves the thrill of it. Picture the hunter's week, circling the sales, chasing the flash discounts, signing up for every free trial, opening the store card for the 15%, wheeling out the bulk pallet, saying yes to the warranty, driving off in the car that's $329 a month. The hunter is, by their own account, brilliant with money, always saving, always finding the bargain, always winning. Now picture the hunter's garage a few years in, stacked to the walls with bulk goods still in shrink wrap, gadgets bought on deal and barely used, 3 of everything they needed, 1 of. And picture the hunter's bank statement, a dozen small subscriptions bleeding out every month, a store card carrying a balance at a brutal interest rate, a wall of monthly payments eating the paycheck down to a sliver. The hunter feels rich, feels like a winner, every single time they buy. And the hunter has almost nothing, because every trap did exactly what it was built to do. It made losing money feel like winning. Now picture the skeptic. The skeptic walks into the same stores, past the same glowing signs, and feels the same tug, but has learned to see the hook behind the light. Picture the skeptic shopping from a small paper list, buying the things on it and ignoring everything else no matter how loudly it glows. Walking past the countdown timer without slowing down. Declining the card at the register with an easy no thanks, saying no to the warranty and dropping the imagined $50 into a real jar on the kitchen counter instead. Reading the total price, not the monthly payment, and walking out of the dealership past the friendly windshield number. Now picture the skeptic's home a few years in. Uncluttered, calm, because they only ever bought what they came for. And picture the skeptic's account. No bleeding subscriptions, no store card interest, no wall of payments, just steadily more handed it to the traps. Here's the part that should land. The skeptic isn't more disciplined than the hunter, and doesn't earn a single dollar more. The skeptic didn't white-knuckle past temptation with superhuman willpower. The skeptic just stopped trusting the feeling of a good deal, stopped believing the glowing light, and that one shift did all the work. Same street, same income. Same stores, same signs, same lights in the windows. One of them spent years feeling like a winner and got poorer. The other ignored the lights and got richer. And on the day they moved in, standing side by side on the sidewalk, you could not have told them apart. So here's everything we've covered, folded into a handful of moves you can actually carry into a store. Because knowing the traps is not the same as being immune to them. The master key, the one question that unlocks all 7, is the one I asked you to plant at the beginning. Before you buy anything that's presented as a deal, ask, would I buy this, at this price, if it were not a deal at all? If there were no discount, no crossed out number, no timer, no points, no free month, no monthly payment, just this thing at this price, would I still want it? If the honest answer is no, then the deal was the only reason, which means the deal was the trap, and the thing you actually wanted was the feeling of winning, not the item. Put it down. You just saw the teeth. Underneath that master key, a few simple habits. Shop from a list, and decide what you need before you walk into the room full of lures, because it's almost impossible to think clearly once the lights are glowing. The decision has to be made in advance, in the calm, not in the aisle, in the pull. Put your thumb over the crossed out price and judge only the number you'd actually pay. When you feel the clock, the timer, the only 2 left, the racing heart, treat that exact feeling as your signal to stop and walk away for a day, because real deals survive a night's sleep and traps do not. Treat the word save as a spending alarm. Anytime a purchase is framed as saving you money, that's the moment to check whether it's actually costing you money. Cancel every free trial the day you start it. Decline the card and the warranty at the register by default. And never let a small monthly payment stand in for a big total price. Always drag the real number into the light and say it out loud. And here's the reframe I want you to hold on to, because this whole video could sound like it's telling you to be cheap and joyless and suspicious of everything. And that's not it at all. Real deals absolutely exist. Sometimes the thing you genuinely need is genuinely marked down. And buying it then is one of the smartest moves you can make. The goal was never to stop enjoying your money or to flinch at every sale. The goal is to take back one thing the traps steal, your judgment, to be the person who decides what they want.